On this week's episode, we talk about ideal sleep positions and finding the perfect mattress. With Dr. Mike this week, and this week we're actually going to talk about sleep, specifically mattresses, and picking out the perfect pillow. Yep. First question, soft or firm mattress?
So it's really a personal preference as long as you're supported. Some individuals like to have a little bit more of a cushion to it, whether it's like a pillow top or a feather bed on top of it, or some individuals like a little bit firmer. It also depends on the sleep position. Sleeping on your back versus sleeping on your side. Sleeping on your back, you may want something a little bit more firm versus sleeping on your side, you may want something a little bit softer, or could be completely vice versa. It's as long as you're supported, the firmness, the softness is just an individual preference mostly.
Okay, and that was going to be one of my questions. Pillow top, it really doesn't, so that's a matter of preference too. A pillow top mattress doesn't mean that it's superior to other mattresses, it's just a matter of...
It makes it feel a little bit more comfortable, and so a lot of times you can get away with a kind of junky mattress if you put, a $50 pillow top or something on top of it, because it makes it feel a little bit more comfortable. Still may not be as supportive and what you're looking for, but it feels a little bit better in the moment.
Okay, so it might be a temporary fix, but definitely not a permanent one, especially if you're dealing with an older mattress. Yeah. Do you have a particular preference for mattress?
Yeah, so chiropractors, the American Chiropractic Association especially, recommends one of two. And so Tempur-Pedics, which are the big heavy memory foam ones, and then Sleep Number. Those are the two that are recommended by chiropractors. I personally have a Tempur-Pedic. We've had it for about 3 or 4 years, and we love it. Used to sleep on a regular mattress, wake up feeling stiff and sore and achy pretty much every single day. 30 years old, that should not be the case. But went and spent the money on a nice Tempur-Pedic, sleep great, wake up feeling great in the morning. So.
And those kind of contour to your body, whereas like an actual mattress just kind of will cushion a little bit, but won't exactly contour to the curve.
Yes, yeah, and so when you're sleeping in your bed, whether you're on your back or on your side, your shoulders and your hips are our heaviest points, so that's where you tend to sink in the bed the most. If it's just a regular spring mattress, your body will kind of divot where your hips are because they're a little bit heavier than anything else. With like a Tempur-Pedic or a Sleep Number, it's going to contour to the shoulder, to the hip, whether, like I said, you're on your back or on your side, to make sure, once again, that your body's in a pretty neutral position.
And what about pillows? Is there a specific type of pillow that I should look for?
Pillows is kind of the same thing with the mattresses. We look for comfort more or less, but same thing, making sure we're in a good, neutral, natural position. If you're sleeping on your side and I'm sleeping on this shoulder and I've got a pillow that's too tall, it's gonna be cranking my head one direction. If the pillow's too small, I'm gonna be sleeping like this all night long, and that just doesn't look natural. Those are the people that are gonna be waking up with headaches or neck pain or back pain or just stiff neck in general because they spent 6, 8, 10 hours of the night sleeping in this kind of awkward position.
And I thought of traveling, it might make sense to bring your own pillow with you, especially if you're particular to one, because I know staying at my in-laws, I'm sleeping on one of their flat pillows and my neck is cranked back all night long. I definitely wake up with some neck pain.
Yep. I've brought mine to on numerous trips, on airplanes, on driving trips, just because I'm very, very particular about my pillow. And if I don't have my pillow, I tend to sleep like garbage. Pretty much.
Well, okay, so what about people who use, 3 pillows to kind of prop themselves up? Is there like a tipping point where it's not just my neck, but my entire lower back if they have snoring issues or?
Yes, yeah, and so they've got some of those contour beds now to where like they're ergonomic correct, they can kind of raise up, if somebody's snoring. That's fine because it's raising you up and hinging you at your hip, but if you're sleeping on your back and you've got a bunch of pillows and it's basically just pushing your upper body like this, same thing, it's going to be causing some neck pain, could cause some upper back pain. A lot of people do it because of sinus issues or something like that. My recommendation in that case, take a pillow, put it under your mattress. That way it's a little bit more of a gradual increase to the bed versus just cranking their head or their upper back kind of forward.
That makes sense. What about a new mattress? If I purchase a new mattress, how long do you think it should take to actually adjust to one? Because I'm sure it feels kind of awkward, or you might feel a little bit of achiness at first.
Yeah, so usually a couple weeks, within a couple weeks time. When I recommend pillow, recommendations, people are asking about pillows and stuff, I tell them to get the pillow, keep all the wrapping on it, put a couple pillowcases on it, sleep on it a couple nights, sleep on it for a week. If after a week's time, your neck or your body still hasn't adjusted to it, take it back, try a different one. Obviously not usually the case with some mattresses, but some do come with like a 30-day in-home. Try it out, see what you think. If you don't like it, exchange it for a different one. So that'd be another thing you might want to look at as well.
Yeah, I know Tempur-Pedic for sure has
They have a
awesome.
I think it's like 60 or 90 days they've got for that one. Yep.
Yeah. What about an old mattress? I've had my mattress for a while. When is time to actually kick that thing to the curb?
So when you either start waking up uncomfortable, have issues falling asleep, or if you can look at the bed and see actual divots where you or your partner or whoever might be sleeping, probably time for a new mattress.
So if you're falling into a crater at night, that's the time to get a new mattress, for sure.
Yep.
Coming up next, we're actually gonna go through like just optimal sleeping positions and potentially, I guess, not dangerous, but positions that could injure you in the long run.
Yep.
So that'll be coming up next. We're back with Dr. Mike. We're actually going to go over some bad positions, some great positions, and how we want to, I guess, kind of set up our pillow at night.
Yep.
So bad positions. What would the first one be?
So first one that we hear of quite a bit is just sleeping flat on your stomach. So just go ahead and hop on here, lay flat on your stomach. Usually when this is the case, you can see most people don't typically have their arms down. They'll sleep with their arms up. You can see her head is facing in one direction. We've got a lot of extension through her lower back here, so that's gonna put a lot of strain in through here, whether she has a lower back issue or not. But then also, typically we'll end up seeing a lot of stress and issues coming from the upper back and the neck because of the fact that her head is facing one direction the entire time. Some individuals that end up sleeping like this, they'll complain of their hands falling asleep, and so with the position that her hands are in, all the arteries and nerves and vessels that run to her arms and hands come through the shoulders. And so the fact that she's in this position for an extended period of time can cause some issues and cause some problems with this. Okay? Next one, have you lay on your side.
Okay.
And so laying on your side is a really good way to sleep, but there's actually two ways that make it really kind of poor sleeping position. And so the position that she's in now, you can see she has this top arm extended out over her head. Same thing that we just talked about with laying on your stomach with the arms up. Typical complaint would be hands falling asleep. Also can cause some shoulder issues because all of her body weight is sitting directly on top of that shoulder joint, for an extended period of time. Another fault that we tend to see, so if we move kind of to the lower body for this, is individuals that sleep on their side and may have one leg kind of thrown over to the side. We'll typically recommend using like a body pillow, something to keep your body in a good neutral position. But as she does this with that leg thrown forward, we're getting a lot of rotation through her lower back. That being said, back issues or no back issues, this can eventually lead to and cause some problems in through here. So go ahead and lay on your back and get more pillow here. Last poor position we're going to talk about is the individuals that use a lot of pillows. 1 pillow, 2 pillows, 3 pillows, or plus from there. In the position she's in, lower body looks pretty good, but you can see how her head is tipped forward into that kind of forward position there. This is going to cause some neck issues as well through there, just simply because of the way that her head is tipped forward like this. So next, we're just going to go over proper sleeping positions.
What about my arms over my head? Like, is that
Awful.
Yeah.
Same thing we talked about with laying on your stomach, the arms in that real upright position. Laying on your back, ideal position would be arms at your side, arms kind of across your stomach or your chest. Something that keeps you in a bit more neutral, natural looking of a position is what we're looking at with that.
Okay.
Go ahead and stay on your back there for a sec. So we're gonna go over next, proper sleep position. Start off, 2 best ways to sleep are gonna be on your back and on your side. So the position that she's in is pretty good. Her head's in a pretty good neutral state. Lower body is nice and straight out with her arms at her side. What I'll recommend sometimes, depending on the amount of or lack of curve that a patient may have, is actually to roll up the bottom part of the pillow a little bit, and it kind of cradles into the neck, and then the head kind of sits in that divot that it creates. And so by doing this, we're helping to maintain that cervical curve that's ideal for function and motion. Make sense, right? All right, lay on your side for me. So next we're going to talk about side sleeping position. And so 2 basic points that we like to look at with this. One is going to be, obviously, we talked about a minute ago, using a body pillow. So she's going to place this between her knees as well as between her arms. And so what we're trying to do is keep her body in a good neutral position as she lays out here. So her shoulders are nice and open, her hips are nice and open versus her arms being collapsed or her legs being collapsed. One big thing that we look at when we're looking at side sleeping position, and if you want to come on over here, is if I were to get down at the edge of the table and I were to put a dot right in her forehead and right in the center of her chest, I want to make sure that those are lined up. If her head is elevated up like this, it means the pillow is too tall. If her head is going down in the opposite direction, it means the pillow is too small for her. These are kind of the ideal ways that we look at sleeping position as well as just pillow heights in general.
And typically we ask maybe a spouse or...
Spouse, if you can set up a mirror, you can set up your phone to take, a selfie stick, whatever, something that you can get the general idea. And when we're looking at sleeping position, whether it being side lying or on your back, we want to imagine that this is the position that we're sleeping in. This is what we consider our good anatomic position. Mm-hmm. Head straight on our shoulders, arms at our side. This is what our body is naturally made to do, not, crunched up and twisted over, head tipped to the side. That's not normal.
Important to position yourself in the right way because we spend a lot of our time
yes.
sleeping.
Typically a third of the day, yeah, 6 to 10 hours for the most part. Yeah, absolutely. So it can either do really good things for you or kind of the opposite, bring in pains and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully this episode was helpful for you in finding, that ideal sleeping position. We do have another episode in which we covered sleep. And in that, we did cover sleeping positions, but we also covered ways to fall asleep,
yes.
too. So that was helpful. That was episode 6. We will see you next week.
To submit a question, watch a past episode, or to find out more about the Springfield Wellness Center, check us out on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or find us on Instagram. Or check out our show website at wellnesslab.tv.